A narcissist doesn't always have a game plan when they're seeking out new supply, but there are definitely guidelines that they follow pretty much most of the time. This video will discuss when a narcissist begins to look for new supply and what the narcissist is looking for when it comes time for them to find somebody new. Narcissists will begin to look around for new supply when they feel that their relationship with their current primary source is no longer fulfilling their needs, and that can happen for a number of reasons. Usually this begins to happen as the love bombing phase comes to a close, and you'll see the cycle shift to the devaluing phase. People are only shiny and new for so long, and after about 3 to 6 months, supply sources are old news, and cracks are already appearing in the foundation of the relationship. The honeymoon phase does not last forever. Additionally, if the narcissist feels that they're losing control over their primary source, this can frustrate them and have them on the lookout for someone new. So just who is a narcissist looking for? Let's talk about it. Number 1, a person who love bombs. Narcissists are attracted to people that they think will provide them with the same love bomby kind of feelings that they offer. They're hoping for a person who will provide ample amounts of validation, admiration, praise, compliments, and attention. Along with this, they're seeking one who will make them, of course, feel better about themselves and deliver constant ego boosts to keep them afloat. And this can include successful people and, of course, those who are emotionally available. They need a person who will emotionally invest in them, regardless of the fact that they have no intention to emotionally invest. But if they can get someone to do it, it will end up keeping that person around longer. Number 2, a person that's vulnerable. Narcissists often target people who are emotionally vulnerable or have a strong desire for validation. They might seek out those who are in difficult situations or those who exhibit a strong need for approval. They worry about, what everybody else thinks. And it's because these folks can be more easily manipulated and controlled. A person like this might be asked a lot of questions by a narcissist about their past. The narcissist is looking to see, does this person have low self-esteem? How much validation do they need? Can I keep this person on the hook? Is there a pattern of them being in abusive relationships? And things like that. Number 3, they're looking for people with no boundaries. They look for people who are less likely to set the firm boundaries, somebody overly accommodating who has difficulty saying no. And that is definitely more appealing to a narcissist because unfortunately those kinds of people are easier to exploit. People who are overly forgiving, non-confrontational are just at the top of a narc's list. A person might even have boundaries, but they don't hold firm to them, or there's no consequences if the boundaries become broken. This works great for a narcissist. Similarly, those who have low standards or are willing to accept the low standards of the narcissist can be pulled in. The narcissist might very well not meet the person's standards, but they will weave a masterful sob story that will usually cause a person to give them a shot anyway, in hopes of fixing the narcissist, loving them back to life, and making them feel better. This is also something narcs are on the lookout for. This is someone that they need. Helpers, fixers, and caregivers. They don't want help. Let's be very clear. They don't want help, nor do they want to be fixed. But if they can get a person to root for them, root for the underdog, believe they want help and they're just having a hard time and they need things, this can again capture a person and keep them around longer. Dealing with narcissistic abuse can be challenging, and for most, traditional therapy settings just don't work very well. That's why I offer an over-the-phone chat service with great flexibility so that you can easily incorporate it into your busy life. You can chat with me, somebody who has walked a very similar path and genuinely gets what you're going through. My service offers a relaxed and affordable option that won't add to your stress. I keep things very casual and supportive, far away from rigid, formal environments that you're probably more familiar with. It's just 2 survivors talking like friends who share a common bond. I focus on what's important to you, providing practical tips and exercises that are tailored to your needs. I understand that what works for one person might not work for another, especially when dealing with the trauma and complexities of narcissistic abuse. And that's why my approach is different. It's very much grounded in empathy, validating your experience, and real-world understanding of all of this, designed to meet you where you are. Thank you for considering my service. If you have any questions or need more information, there are ways to reach out to me on the screen for you now. I'm a phone call away and here to support you every step of the way through your healing journey. Number 4, a person who passes the test. Before making a move, a narcissist will test the waters by observing how the person responds to them and whether they provide any type of admiration or attention. Basically, the narc wants to see how much you'll give them and how far they can push you. They often employ tactics like flattery, charm, just blowing up your phone. They want every second of your time. They want to see how you react and respond to this. Unless the narcissist is making a hasty decision, which usually only happens when they get dumped, all new applicants are tested in some way, shape, or form. Typically, people are asked a lot of questions. In some cases, the narcissist might even do some small things like flake on a date or say that they'll call and then they don't to see how the person reacts. Are they let off the hook? Is there an argument? Do they have to apologize? Does the person seem empathetic? Will they work their schedule around to benefit the narcissist? Basically, what is the person going to do in these situations? Now, no one really fails these tests. It's just to let the narcissist know where this person will fall in their gross little hierarchy of the narc harem. If a person doesn't do exceptionally well, they're more than likely used as a rebound or a void filler. They might just be put on the back burner altogether while the narc will carry on searching for someone who does better on this exam that they won't know they're taking. Number 5, a person more compliant. They might start looking for a new source of supply if they sense their current source is becoming less compliant or when the relationship dynamics shift, as I talked about in my intro. This could be due to the target starting to assert boundaries, show signs of independence, or just becoming less emotionally available and less willing to give in to the narcissist. If the narcissist gets wind or feels their partner has one foot out the door in the relationship, or maybe the partner begins asking for time or space, this can make a narc panicky and jumpy, and timing is then right for them to start looking for a new source to jump to. Over time, most people do begin to stand up to the narcissist. They start saying no to things, and they just become a person who is still a great person, but a terrible source of narcissistic supply. If supply isn't willing to be completely compliant and obedient, it's a wrap for them as far as the narcissist is concerned. Number 6, a person who meets the pattern. Narcs definitely have a pattern or a type, so to speak, that they're drawn to. And this helps them pretty quickly identify new potential sources. They might be attracted to several different traits or behaviors that they know will provide them with the control they're looking for, the validation they're looking for, the ego boosts they're looking for, and so on. There are types, for example, like people in healthcare. Most healthcare workers are very nice, extremely empathic, and of course, good caregivers. Some narcissists are seeking people who have just exited relationships or marriages, seeing that very vulnerable time in a person's life as a weakness and a great time to swoop in. In some cases, narcs target younger people who are just more naive and have less life experiences. For a lot of narcissists, it's about convenience. So you'll find if they're a teacher, for example, they go after other teachers that work in the same school building they do. They go after people at their office or places they frequent often, grocery stores, the gym, things like that. Narcissists will do some work, sure, but always remember, it's the path of least resistance. These people are incredibly lazy. It's important to keep in mind that narcissists are driven by their own needs and their own insecurities, and so their choices often reflect their desire to maintain just a steady stream of admiration and control. They are not looking for genuine connection. They don't emotionally connect. They are not worried about other people. They have no concern for anybody else So, what made you feel like you were chosen by a narcissist? What do you think happened in your situation that made them choose a new source of supply? Share with me down in the comments. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day, survivor, and take care of yourself.